Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Journey to Understand the Bible. I'm your host Damien. In our last episode, we went over Genesis 10, and it was basically about Noah's descendants, his sons and his daughter-in-laws, and their kids, and who all the names and everybody, basically the lineage of everybody. It wasn't a real exciting episode or anything, and I pretty much butchered up everybody's names because those ancient names, they're just hard to pronounce for me. And so, yeah, that was pretty much what it was. It was the descendants of Japheth, Ham, descendants of Shem, and yeah, that was pretty much it. So what we're gonna do now is go ahead and get started with Genesis 11, the Tower of Babel. So at one time, all the people of the world spoke the same language and used the same words. As the people migrated to the east, they found a plain in the land of Babylon and settled there. They began saying to each other, "Let's make bricks and harden them with fire." In this region, bricks were used instead of stone, and tar was used for mortar. Then they said, "Come, let's build a great city for ourselves with a tower that reaches into the sky. This will make us famous and keep us from being scattered all over the world." But the Lord came down to look at the city and the tower the people were building. "Look," he said, "the people are united and they all speak the same language. After this, nothing they set out to do will be impossible for them. Come, let's go down and confuse the people with different languages. Then they won't be able to understand each other." And that way the Lord scattered them all over the world, and they stopped building the city. That is why the city is called Babel, because that is where the Lord confused the people with different languages. In this way, he scattered them all over the world. The line of descent from Shem to Abram. This is the account of Shem's family. 2 years after the great flood, when Shem was 100 years old, he became the father of Arphaxad, Arphaxad, let's just call him Arphaxad. After the birth of Arphaxad, Shem lived another 500 years and had other sons and daughters. When Arphaxad was 35 years old, he became the father of Shelah, I guess. And after the birth of Shelah, Arphaxad lived another 403 years and had other sons and daughters. When Shelah was 30 years old, he became the father of Eber. After the birth of Eber, Shelah lived another 403 years and had other sons and daughters. When Eber was 34 years old, he became the father of Peleg. After the birth of Peleg, Eber lived another 430 years and had other sons and daughters. When Peleg was 30 years old, he became the father of Reu. After the birth of Reu, Peleg lived another 209 years and had other sons and daughters. When Reu was 32 years old, he became the father of Shrug. After the birth of Shrug, Reu lived another 207 years and had other sons and daughters. When Shrug was 30 years old, he became the father of Nahor. After the birth of Nahor, Shrug lived another 200 years and had other sons and daughters. When Nahor was 29 years old, he became the father of Terah. After the birth of Terah, Nahor lived another 119 years and had other sons and daughters. After Terah was 70 years old, he became the father of Abram, Nahor, and Haran, the family of Terah. This is the account of Terah's family. Terah was father of Abram, Nahor, and Haran. And Haran was the father of Lot. But Haran died in Ur of the Chaldeans, the land of his birth, while his father Terah was still living. Meanwhile, Abram and Nahor both married. The name of Abram's wife was Sarai, and the name of Nahor's wife was Melika. Melika and her sister Ishka were daughters of Nahor's brother Haran, but Sarai was unable to get pregnant and had no children. One day, Terah took his son Abram, his daughter-in-law Sarai, his son Abram's wife, and the grandson Lot, his son Haran's child, and moved away from Ur of the Chaldeans. He was headed for the land of Canaan, but they stopped at Haran and settled there. Terah lived for 205 years and died while still in Haran. All right, let's see. And that's how that ended. And chapter 11 ended. So this was another one of those lineage stories where basically the people says that they all migrated east and they decided to build a new city and a large tower, and they were going to make it be known for their tall tower, or I guess skyscrapers for that time. And the Lord was like, nah, you guys need to go this direction. Some of y'all need to go that direction. And all of y'all going to speak a different language so that y'all don't know what each other are doing. We're going to cause some confusion. And then basically it went into everybody's descendants and how people lived to be 403 years at 30, somewhere in their 30s, 35, 34, 35. It seemed like that's when they started having kids. And then they lived another 400 and something years and had more kids. And I'm not going to get into the details, but it looked like some people were being with each other's family members, marrying each other's family member. You know what? I'm not going to go there. But that's pretty much what I got out of that story, that how the lineage got around. People basically lived for years and years and years and years and years. And you know, kind of like at the family reunion when you find out somebody's your cousin or your auntie, you didn't even know the whole time that was your auntie. It's like, oh, oop. Oh, I know you. We know each other. Oh, how y'all know each other? Yeah, I just know her. But yeah, that's pretty much how the chapter. What was it? Chapter 11. Genesis chapter 11 was about the Tower of Babel that became the Tower of Babel because the Lord decided to break the city up and have everybody do something else. He scattered everybody about. Okay, so if you liked what you heard and you want to keep following along to Genesis 12, like and subscribe, and we'll keep it pushing. All right, talk to you guys later. Bye.